Hi, everyone, and welcome to Engineers Day. Today we're talking about this dance challenge that Hyunjin and Felix appeared in recently. They obviously killed it, but it was this particular frame that drew my attention. Here you can see a fire extinguisher behind Felix. My immediate question is, what type of fire extinguisher is that? So, what kind of fire extinguisher could it be? The United States uses 5 different major types of fire extinguishers. Type A fire extinguishers can be used on Class A fires. A Class A fire is a fire that burns ordinary combustibles or anything that burns to produce ash. So things like wood, fabric, and paper would be considered a Class A fire. Type B fire extinguishers can be used on Class B fires. A Class B fire is a fire that burns flammable chemicals, things like gasoline, alcohol, or acetone. Type C fire extinguishers can be used on Class C fires. A Class C fire is an electrical fire or any fire that involves a live wire or other electrical source. Type D fire extinguishers, you guessed it, can be used on Class D fires. Class D fires are flammable metal fires and are uncommon outside of factories or laboratories. And finally, Type K fire extinguishers are used on Class K fires. Class K fires are fires involving cooking oils and fats, but specialty Class K fire extinguishers are typically only required in commercial kitchen settings. Now, those were the 5 common types of fire extinguishers used in the United States, but as far as we know, this video was filmed in South Korea. So, what types of fire extinguishers do they use in South Korea? And, since we're trying to match one to a video, what do they look like? Now, before we continue, quick disclaimer, I can read an extremely limited amount of Korean, but I believe this information to be accurate to the best of my ability. The following information is sourced primarily from Korea's National Fire Agency, and I just need you all to know that Korea's National Fire Agency has the cutest little mascot. He's right here on the screen, and his name is Ilgu, and he is wonderful. But on to what we were actually talking about. In South Korea, they use the same 5 fire classes as they do in the United States, Class A, B, C, D, and K fires. Also the same as in the United States, their labeling of Class K and Class D fire extinguishers. Additionally, they are also designated colors. Class K fire extinguishers, as pictured here, are generally silver, and Class D fire extinguishers, as pictured here, are almost exclusively yellow. This leaves us with 3 more types of fire extinguishers commonly used in South Korea. However, at this point, the naming diverges from what is used in the United States, and the South Koreans label their remaining fire extinguishers with what type of fire extinguishing media is used. Carbon dioxide, or CO2 fire extinguishers, as pictured here, can be used on Class B or Class C fires. They typically appear with this wide nozzle, as seen in the photo, for spraying the gaseous fire extinguishing media. Next up, we have Halon fire extinguishers, which, similar to Class K fire extinguishers, are often silver, but can sometimes be red as well. They do not have any type of nozzle on them, and the fire retardant sprays directly from the top of the extinguisher. Halon fire extinguishers are widely applicable on Class A, B, C, or D fires, but they have actually been banned from use for most cases in the United States due to their ozone depletion effects. Limited exceptions exist for use in submarines or aircraft, but they are not ownable by the general population in the United States or actually in the United Kingdom. Lastly, we have dry powder fire extinguishers, sometimes simply called powder fire extinguishers. These fire extinguishers are also widely applicable, usable on Class A, B, C, or D fires, but they are somewhat disliked for the amount of residue that they leave on surfaces. They generally have a long, thin nozzle, as seen in the photo, and this nozzle is often tied when the fire extinguisher is being stored, either with a yellow or sometimes silver tie. So, now, to finally answer the big question that we started with, what type of fire extinguisher is behind Felix in this clip? This is a dry powder fire extinguisher. There are 3 things that tell us it's a dry powder fire extinguisher. One, it is red, which eliminates Class K, Class D, and most halon fire extinguishers. 2, it is secured with this little yellow tie, characteristic of dry powder fire extinguishers. And 3, in case we needed a little extra evidence. It is the only fire extinguisher found in this hallway. If it is the only fire extinguisher available, a fire extinguisher is likely to be dry powder because they are applicable on so many different types of fires. As one last little note, this is not the only time that Stray Kids has appeared with a dry powder fire extinguisher. They are seen with one here and also in this other frame. And I have not watched all of their content, so quite possibly at other instances as well. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.